Hi guys, today we're talking about teaching children cutting skills. Now make sure you stick around to the end because I take you through my favorite cutting program. I'm Michelle Newby and I'm from Stepping Up. As an early career OT, you are going to see a lot of kids in your practice who need some help with learning how to cut. Now, you will have seen in my previous video how I teach children how to grasp scissors. And if you missed that one, I'm going to put the link below. But once children are grasping scissors, then we need to actually start to teach them how to manipulate those scissors to cut items. So what you want to do to begin with, to make it kind of fun and not very intimidating, is start with kind of non-paper things to cut. So you'll be wanting to look at things like Play-Doh. So you might roll some Play-Doh sausages and then get the child to cut those, and it can be part of like a Play-Doh creation that you're making. Or you might get them to cut some little bits of straw. So you get some straw and then they can snip that and you can turn that into craft. And there's lots of different non-paper items that you could get children to start cutting with. And so once they've got their confidence with cutting non-paper items, then you're going to move to paper. And so what you want to do to begin with is just getting them to snip. Just snipping, so snip, 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 snip. They don't have to stay on a guideline. They're not following anything specifically, but they're just randomly snipping. And again, you want to make it as a part of like an activity, like a craft activity or something fun and purposeful to keep them motivated. So once they're able to just randomly snip the paper, then what you want to do is build their control and accuracy. So you're going to give them some guidelines for cutting. So see here, I've just got some guidelines, and that's helping them to really think about how they're orientating the scissors and how they're lining that up with the paper to stay on that snipping line. And the wider the snipping line, the easier it is for them to cut. So once they've got that, so you're always kind of starting, it's easier to start with a vertical snip, so straight up. So you're holding the scissors straight up and holding it with one hand. So one hand's the holding hand, one hand's the busy hand with the scissors, and we're just snipping straight up. So once they've got that, then you're going to move to a longer vertical line, but nice and thick. And so what's happening here is the child is able to do a controlled snip. So they're doing one snip and two snips, maybe even three snips to get to the end. If you can make it so that it's kind of two snips to begin with, then it's nice and easy. And then they're able to cut the paper and turn it into craft. So they learn that vertical cutting first before they learn the horizontal. Horizontal's a bit more tricky because you're crossing over the midline. So we definitely are always starting on vertical. Also, just when children are starting, one thing to think about is the material, the actual paper material that you're using. So it's often easier to start with a firmer card type material, like a light cardboard, because it's easier to sort of hold and control than just plain paper. So think about using cardboard. Now, once the children have really mastered that vertical snipping, then what I love to do, I love this, there's a beautiful snipping, a beautiful cutting program that is available online. I think it's like $15 or something like that, but it's a lovely cutting program by Jana Kassan. And I'm going to put the link to where to get this great program in the comments below. But it's kind of like a graded program that I really love. So I'll just show you what it has. So it starts here with the horizontal cutting lines. Now, I guess one critique of this program is it doesn't start with those vertical lines. Definitely start with the vertical lines because they're much easier. But once they've mastered those vertical lines, you can jump in here. So you want to start with the thicker lines first, and then it grades it down to the thinner lines. So there's that, and then it takes you through changing the direction of the scissors, which is great. And then you start getting to, once they can change the direction of the scissors and the cutting, they can start cutting out shapes. And if you liked this video, be sure to click like and subscribe and share it with a friend. Thank you. Bye-bye.